How's it going, everybody? Thank you guys for joining us again to another devotional. Today we're going to be looking at Genesis chapter 37. I'm going to be reading just 3 verses right here. Verses 31, 32, and 33. It's right here on the screen. And let's see. And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of the goats and dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father, and said, This have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or not. And he knew it, and said, It is my son's coat. An evil beast hath devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces. And I would recommend you guys to go back and read the whole chapter, actually a few chapters back. So pretty much what this is saying, this is Joseph, and he had a coat that his father had given him, and that coat is, many people call it the coat of many colors, and it was because he had more than one color in the coat, and that coat was special. There was only one of a kind, and this is a coat that Israel had given to Joseph, just him. Now his brothers, this is when his brothers they sold him, and then they took the coat and they dipped it in blood. So they're trying to pretend like something happened to Joseph here, and they're trying to tell Israel, hey, look, we found this, just I don't know what happened to him, but here it is. And so right away Joseph recognizes that coat again. And this story of Joseph and his coat is just very famous. Like I said, the coat of many colors, and we can learn so much from it, really, from the whole story. But right here, there's a little detail right here that actually my pastor was actually teaching about it recently, and it was amazing just the way that he was explaining it, because you don't really see it, but it's something that we're all guilty of, and we can surely use some help with that. Joseph was sold. Again, he was sold by his brothers. His coat was dipped in blood, and it was brought to Israel, to Jacob, with no information other than we found this coat, like we just read. But here, what's interesting is in verse 33, Israel, he made an assumption of what happened to Joseph, and he believed his own assumption so much that he mourned many days for him. You see, nobody told him anything. He just made an assumption in his mind of what happened to him. He said, an evil beast have devoured him. Nobody said that, you see, but he made that his own, he made his own assumption, and he believed it. And, all the while, Joseph was on his way to Egypt to later on become the second in command, right under Pharaoh. I mean, it was just what was going on at this time. But aren't we all guilty of that? At least, again, I know I have been, of making assumptions in your head, oh, what if this is going to happen? And if this happens, this is going to happen. And we just start to get worried with all these problems that are not even happening. We in our head, we start making stories, and we just start to even get discouraged and depressed and sad, and of things that we just made up in our heads, but we just believe that, and it's not even true. And I deal with that all the time. We have a tendency to be negative, right? And to always assume the worst. That's just at least at least that's me. And here you can see that Israel was like that, and maybe some of you guys are too. Nothing has happened, but our minds, our desperation, our impatience, our past experiences, they all work together kind of to create a false reality that makes so much sense in our minds that we believe it. And many times at that moment we let go of hope, we let go of faith, we let go of our dreams. We just give up, we throw the towel, and it's just one of those things that just happens. But let's just keep on praying to God that He will help us into not falling into our own thoughts, but to rely on His hand. And the Bible says that His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. To just believe Him and not our own understanding ultimately. He has a plan for us, and And many times I think we try to figure it out before it even happens, and we just get so discouraged. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys got something out of it, and we'll jump back into the story later on because there's so much to learn. But we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.